welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts Morning News Show, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so we all know exactly what is happening. We do these live streams every single day, so please make sure to like, subscribe, and press the bell notification button so that you don't miss out. We keep you all up to date with exactly what is going on. So let's first of all take a look at the markets. I won't forget to share my screen so you can see what we're looking at. Bitcoin is at $22,956. We still haven't managed to break through that $23,300 level, which is a resistance on the Bitcoin chart right now. And Ethereum is sitting at $1,578. I assume if Bitcoin makes that nice break up to the upside, Ethereum should see some nice moves to the upside as well. Or if Bitcoin gets rejected, Ethereum most likely will follow. Taking a look now at the cryptocurrency news, seeing what's happening. Before we get into today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Let's put a like goal on today's video. Let's try and get 50 likes before the live stream finishes today. We again don't have too much news to discuss today, but we can go into a lot of detail about it all in that case. Let's take a look at what's happening. First of all, we have the founders of Winklevoss NFT Gateway leave to brainstorm next startup as Gemini struggles. So the Gemini-owned cryptocurrency exchange, the Winklevoss owns cryptocurrency exchange Gemini has bought an NFT marketplace in 2019, and that was founded by two other twins. The Winklevoss twins have bought it off them. And the original founder said they'd stay in the company for up to 4 years while they were adjusting over to that transition period. Now that those 4 years have come to an end, he said that we can see a quote here. When Gemini acquired NJ in 2019, Griffin and I said if everything went amazing and we loved it, we would stay for 4 years before starting another company. We ended up staying the maximum amount of time we originally thought, which shows how great this experience was. So the both founders led Nifty Gateway to pay more than $500 million to digital artists. So it's an NFT marketplace. The Winklevoss twins bought that marketplace, and now the original founders are stepping back to create a different cryptocurrency company. All parts of the plan. It just comes as Gemini are in a stressful time trying to get their funds back from Genesis. They're currently owed a lot of money from Genesis, which has parent company DCG, which obviously is selling a lot of companies right now and trying to reorganize their finances. And Genesis has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. That doesn't mean Gemini funds users aren't going to get their funds back. We've spoke about that quite a lot on the channel. So now we'll move on to the next article we have, and that is Dutch regulators fined Coinbase $3.6 million for unregistered operations. So on January the 18th, 2023, DNB imposed an administrative fine of $3.325 million euros on Coinbase European Limited. The fine was imposed because Coinbase provided crypto services in the Netherlands in the past without registration with DNB, which is a non-compliance with the law. So I wonder when this day actually was. The central bank introduced the requirements on May the 21st, 2020 to combat money laundering and terrorist financial activities associated with crypto. So this is an A Category 3 fine. According to DNB, Coinbase's non-compliance with the rules is punishable by a Category 3 fine. And the bank added that the base amount to this fine category is $2 million, with a minimum amount of €0 or 2 million euros, that was, and a maximum amount of 4 million euros. So obviously Coinbase are getting fined for this. Since then, I believe they have moved out of the region. The regulators also noted that it's increased the fine because Coinbase is one of the largest crypto exchange in the world and has a large number of users in the Netherlands, so maybe they haven't moved out of the region. So that is something to take a look at. You'd think Coinbase did better than this and could get regulated before they operate in different jurisdictions. They are one of the biggest cryptocurrency exchanges out there, but clearly not. But this may have been a historical event. I'm sure they're regulated there now. I should have really checked that before we joined today's stream, but I will check that when we finish. Morning to everybody in the chat. Thank you very much for joining us. Please make sure to like and subscribe and press the bell notification button to help us grow the channel. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year so we can get one of those lovely plaques. Moving on to the next art. Oh, also let me know about this new layout. It's made my face a whole lot bigger. I'm taking up the entire screen right now, so maybe we should get back to the old one. Mango Market sues his exploiter. for $47 million plus interest. So this is a digital, the words are literally, I have a problem with this every other day. In digital assets, he retained as a bug bounty after manipulating the price of MNGO back in October. So the saga of the Mango markets exploit has taken a new twist as the representative of the DeFi protocol, Mango Labs, is suing the exploiter for $47 million in damages plus interest from and after the time of conversion. Interesting how this will play out. Obviously, if they've got a bug bounty, there's not much they can do. Moving on to the next article, we have some more interesting articles towards the end of today's video, which is why I'm speeding through these ones. This is starting the intro. Actually, let's do this one first. Porsche NFT jumps over $200% to 2.9 Ethereum despite underwhelming launch. So Porsche basically created a load of NFTs, said, there's an exact number down here, that they were going to be 7,500 NFTs available to mint, and they were going to be worth 0.911 Ethereum. So it would cost 0.911 to bring one of these NFTs into circulation. But not many people decided they want to buy these NFTs. Actually, we can see somewhere in this article how many were purchased. We saw a project for minting. However, only 1,242 NFTs were minted. So that is much, much lower than the expected 7,500 NFTs. So Porsche decided they were going to stop minting, so they can't add any more to circulation. Instead, that is the amount now that is in circulation. And those holders of those NFTs are going to have a better service, an improved service, because obviously the demand they expected was much higher than it actually was in reality. So even with sales ongoing, the floor price of NFTs dropped below the minting price of 0.87 Ethereum. It wasn't very successful at the time. Moving on a couple of weeks, the prices have actually started to increase. Currently, Porsche 911 NFTs are selling for 2.15 Ethereum at list price, with more than 3.13 thousand Ethereum in trading volume. So we have seen a push to the upside for these NFTs, but we've seen a push to the upside in the entire markets. So it's not too much to be shouting about. They're paying for a picture of a car that allows them into certain groups. I assume that they are Porsche holders. If you're not a Porsche holder, you just want to be. Interesting concept. I don't really like these kind of NFTs. I don't think they're beneficial. You're buying a picture of a car for a stupid amount of money. But each to their own. Some people make a huge amount of money from NFTs. I just believe they are much more speculative and they're not liquid assets that you can buy and sell. You have to find a buyer so you can sell your assets. Other than that, they don't have any utility. They're stupidly priced. But that's my opinion on NFTs. Others may be different. I just feel like buying an NFT is more of a gamble than other purchases within cryptocurrency, and people already call cryptocurrency trading a gamble as it is. NFTs are on like a whole new level. I think I get really offended when people say that cryptocurrency trading is gambling, because it takes a skill to be able to trade cryptocurrency, but people seem to think that you're just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. So I wouldn't say cryptocurrency trading is gambling, but if one was to be, it would be NFT trading. But that's nothing against the NFT traders. Some people do really, really well from it, and well done if you do. And you can spot those the potential to perform well, because I can't. I've never actually invested in an NFT. But moving on to the next article, we'll go back to that UK one. Ex-Chancellor Hammond warns the UK is falling behind the EU in crypto adoption. I wonder if I make this small. Oh, no, it doesn't make it any bigger on the screen for you. Former UK Chancellor of the Exchequer has warned that Britain is falling behind the European Union in becoming a financial hub for digital assets. I think we could have all predicted this. He added that the UK needed to accelerate creating a more conducive environment for the crypto industry through an effective framework for the governance of digital assets to compete with other countries already ahead in embracing the industry. So he said the UK needs to be leading in this area post-Brexit. It's allowed itself to slip behind. Switzerland is further ahead. The EU is also moving faster. There has to be an appetite to take some measured risk. And we have seen that this was expected, to be honest. They've said they wanted to become a cryptocurrency hub. They haven't really taken any actions forwards in that way. They did say there was actually a job application that we reported about on Crypto Saving Expert about them trying to hire a developer that could audit different cryptocurrencies to make sure that they were correct, basically, and make sure they had no flaws. trying to get the malicious actors out of the space. But they haven't really made any steps forward in terms of regulation. It's very difficult to open a cryptocurrency company in the UK. It's very different to be able to make different. They just make it a complete mess. It is a complete mess. So to be able to grow and allow the industry to grow in the UK, regulations need to be put in place, and some regulations need to be taken out. Like the fact you can't leverage trade in the UK is ridiculous. Well, no, you can't trade derivatives. That's the difference. It's ridiculous because they said it's because they don't want the UK citizens to risk their assets, but you can gamble, you can do everything else. It just the guidance doesn't really add up. It doesn't equal what it should equal. It's all wrong. I'm not a fan of how they have handled cryptocurrency at all, if you can't tell already. But moving on to the next article, Tesla's Bitcoin holdings remained unchanged in Q4 2022. So Tesla have not sold any of their Bitcoin in the fourth quarter of last year. Popular electric vehicle company Tesla is providing that it is proving that it has diamond hands when it comes to holding Bitcoin. According to its latest earnings reports, the company's Bitcoin holdings through the fourth quarter of 2022 remained unchanged. However, the value of Tesla's bag of Bitcoin decreased by $34 million due to the massive drop in the digital assets price due to the collapse of FTX in November 2022. At the end of the third quarter, its Bitcoin was worth an estimated $218 million. By the end of the fourth quarter, the same Bitcoin was worth $184 million. So they've seen a big loss there. But we all have in cryptocurrency, and we've come into a volatile market. So sometimes this does happen, but hopefully we are near the bottom now. Taking a look at the Bitcoin treasuries shows that Tesla's bag of Bitcoin has since risen in value to $246.9 million. We've also heard from Elon Musk this week saying that Tesla will be the most valuable company in the world. So in addition to Tesla holding its Bitcoin in Q4, and 2022 was recorded breaking for the electric vehicle manufacturer, the earnings report showed that for Q4 2022, Tesla achieved its highest ever quarterly revenue, operating income and net income in its history. Total revenue in 2022 grew 51% year over year to $81.4 billion, and net income more than doubled year over year to $12.6 billion. Tesla's impressive earnings put to rest doubts that Elon Musk's duties as Twitter CEO were interfering with his focus on running Tesla. Now, a lot of people have said this. The stock for Tesla hasn't been performing as nice as you'd expect. Let's take a look at how that's performing. We can take a look at the NASDAQ chart and have a little look. We did see a fall over the end of last year. You can see here, even the entire of last year in summary. If we take a look at can we take a look at the bigger time frames? On the 12th, we saw a drop in the Tesla price for the second time ever. If we take a look at the loss that we saw over last year, it's been down 67%. Now, Tesla was rising at an incredible rate for the years before that. So we did actually see, let's see, in 2020, we saw an increase of 753%, which in cryptocurrency may seem quite common, but in the stock market, that is very, very uncommon. But currently this year, we are actually seeing an increase, but up 40% for Tesla this year. Again, much more volatile than you'd expect from most traditional stocks. Let's take a look now at continue this article. Where are we? It was over here. He said, long term, I am convinced that Tesla will be the most valuable company on earth. And he said on the quarterly earnings call on Wednesday, his statement is similar to one he made in late December in an email to Tesla staff, reassuring them not to worry about the stock market craziness, as shares of the company seem to be in free fall. And as we've just seen, if we move out to the smaller time frames, they really were. But this was because Elon Musk is a huge figure of Tesla, and obviously is one of the reasons people invested into I forgot you could see that I was moving that. Invest into the company. And he was kind of jeopardizing his own reputation over on Twitter when he became the Twitter CEO. Many people have very different opinions of him now. A lot of people looked up to him as this genius. And then in recent months, that opinion has somehow changed in a small way. But moving on now, that is actually the end of today's article. We have some analysis on Tesla at the bottom of that article, but we can take a look at CoinMarketCap and see what's happened here. This is a very short live stream. I've whizzed through today's news without even realizing. Jamie Moore is asking for for that martini, guys, 100x altcoin. I can't help with that, unfortunately. I do not know. Let's see what else is in the chat. Hit the likes to turbocharge the Bitcoin price. Yes, please. Please make sure to continue pressing like and subscribing to the channel. We are currently on 2,307 subscribers. We gained a huge amount yesterday. And we have, I've just lost it. How many likes do we have on today's stream? We're on 28 likes today. So thank you very much for tuning in and joining us. I will just give you a little bit of analysis now since we've finished the news pretty early this morning. Obviously, nothing I'm about to say is financial advice, but I will just give you my opinions on the markets and what to happen. Dan is saying, please turn down your microphone volume. It's extremely loud and annoying. I've been messing with all the settings this morning, so apologies for that. I will fix this. Yes, this morning it was really, really quiet. I've obviously turned it up too much. I'll work that out after today's stream, so I promise that won't happen again. Let's take a look at Bitcoin to see what's happening here. Moving out onto the index chart. I've just moved my microphone away, hoping that does some good. Sorry to Dan and anybody else that is affecting. Let's take a look at the bigger charts. Let's move into the 12 month. Actually, no, that is way too big. I want to take a look at the monthly chart because I want to show you a point on the Bitcoin chart. If we take a look at the price levels between these points here, $29,000, and these points here, $25,200. You can see now, if we zoom out onto the smaller time frames, maybe on the weekly charts, that on the way up through this space in the charts between the $25,200 level and the $29,000 level, we shot upwards through that. And on the way back down, we shot downwards through that. So we don't really have any consolidation within these levels. We don't have many levels of support, and we don't have many levels of resistance. And that is why I believe if we break that $25,200 level, we could see a quick move up to close that $28,000 CME gap. Now let's talk about the CME gap. Let's see what's in here. We can look at, no, I need to Google that, Bitcoin CME gap, and it should come up here. This is how I find it. A lot of people struggle to find this. It is quite, I don't know how to search for it on TradingView itself. I always just search for it that way. Anyway, we can see here we have a level, a CME gap, which is, we take this level here, $29,000 it is, not $28,000. Let's get it more specific. $28,900. And we have on the lower end, we have a CME gap down to $20,000. So they're the gaps we're looking at on the CME chart. For those that don't know, the CME is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the world's biggest derivatives exchange. And they are operational Monday to Friday. So when they close on a Friday, the markets stop. When they open on the Monday, they continue. But Bitcoin's price trades 24/7. So when Bitcoin's price moves dramatically over the weekend, there will be a gap in the candles on the chart. And these gaps act like magnets for the Bitcoin price. So they're currently pulling the price down to $20,000, but also pulling the price up to $29,000. We also see that Bitcoin takes the path of least pain. So when a lot of people are in short positions, it's likely we could go up to close that higher position. If the market, a lot of the market people within the market are in long positions, we'll likely come down and close that lower CME gap. So they're very interesting points to consider over the next couple of days. Hopefully, I'm hoping anyway that we don't see too much movement over this weekend, because we will then have another CME gap that is acting as a magnet. And I believe right now that if we were to make a big move, it's more likely to be to the upside, and therefore we'd have two more CME gaps below us, putting us down. I would, however, not mind if we did come down and test that $20,000 level, because we'd be consolidating at lower levels, creating levels of support. And in the long term of Bitcoin's price, that is exactly what we want to see. If we shoot to the upside and then we come back down again, we'll be trying to find those levels of support. And if we haven't built them, we'll continue moving to the downside. So it's healthier for Bitcoin's price if we do see more consolidation at these different levels. Taking a look now at my opinions for the next couple of months. My opinions for 2023 is that we will see a slight movement upwards over the year, as in we already started the year on a high. We've seen such a good start to the year. If we take a look at the monthly chart, we haven't even got that. We've barely got a bottom wick for the year so far. We started the year down at $16,000. I think over 2023, we're going to finish higher than $16,000 for Bitcoin. But along the way, we're going to see huge amounts of volatility. So in my trading strategy, obviously nothing is financial advice, is that I like to dollar cost average in the lows when the markets are fearful and dollar cost average out of my positions to take small amounts of profits from different altcoins when everybody is feeling greedy and we see nice big green candles like we are seeing right now. So then when the markets swing back to the downside, I have that liquidity to dollar cost average into the markets. If we do this over and over again, well, if I do this over again, this is my strategy and not financial advice, we'll have a bigger portfolio by the end of the year. And then as the hopeful bull market begins, when the Bitcoin halving occurs in March 2024, the portfolio will be bigger. So I'll have more money to invest into different altcoins that I think will perform well during the bull market. But that is just my opinion. I just thought I'd add a little bit of waffle on the end of today's stream, since you're all fans of that Martini guy and he likes to waffle. I'm sure you won't mind listening to my waffle as well. But that is all really for today's stream. Tomorrow I'll make sure to go through the news a little bit slower so we don't run out of things to say by the time it gets to 12 minutes long. But I will see, actually, it's Friday today, so I'll see you on Monday at around 11 or 12. We post them on Twitter when we are going live, so you'll know exactly what's happening. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on Monday. Thank you very much for watching. Takes ages to go off now.